All right, Bolling Truth Bomb, always uncensored, kind of edited, but always uncensored. This is, they're preparing you. They're letting you know in advance. If you don't remember 2020 and you don't remember that at 10 o'clock at night, it looked like Trump had the victory. It was his election. And then sometime at 3 or 4 in the morning, everything kind of changed. Well, guess what? They're preparing you that this might happen again. Listen.
We might think we knew the results of elections a lot sooner in previous elections. We really didn't. It was just the margins were so large that we were able to call the elections earlier. It always takes a long time to count ballots. We're going to see that again, and margins are likely to be tight, so we might need to wait a few days in states like Georgia and elsewhere.
And David, I really don't think we can emphasize enough the way in which each state has different rules for counting, and the result can be somewhat suspicious looking on the surface. Processes with the count, right? It's not just one. If you got a jar of jelly beans, it's not like one red, one blue, one red, one blue. Sometimes handfuls of results come in at one time, a handful of other results at another time. Could you just talk generally about how we should see the count unfold at that state level?
Right. So we have to remember, and you mentioned this earlier, we run the most complicated elections in the world.
I'll tell you what, how about this? How about bullshit? How about you walk in and you vote? How about you walk in with an ID and you vote? This whole idea in 2020, when mostly because of COVID, that everyone can vote early, mail in ballots early, this really changed the face of elections in America. I mean, who's sending them in? In Virginia, the state has to sue, is being sued by the Biden administration because the state of Virginia wants to pull illegals off the voting rolls. I mean, you can imagine this? They're being sued by our own government to push to allow illegals who aren't supposed to even be here, certainly not supposed to be allowed to vote. They want to allow them to vote. So this whole election stuff, and we're going to get deeper and deeper into it as we get closer, but this stuff is starting to bubble up like it's getting really weird again. And then this, I watched this, and I wanted you to see this because there's some reason why on the backside of it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that Donald Trump says he doesn't drink, but this feels like drunken behavior. I think he's probably microdosing like his friend Elon Musk.
Okay. Those morons on MSNBC to say that Trump is drunk or are you out of your mind? The guy, I've known him for 35 years. I've never seen him once take a sip of alcohol. Maybe once in the old Celebrity Apprentice finale when Ivanka had sold her jewelry collection for $80,000 that went to charity. He may have sipped a Trump champagne, maybe, or Trump wine, maybe. I doubt it, though. I don't know. I will tell you, throw the picture up there very quick. I know Trump very, very well. That picture is in the Oval Office in 2017. Right after that, he's calling Rupert Murdoch on the phone. Mitch McConnell calls in. He kept me there. My point is, I know him very well. We went from that room, that's the Oval Office. There's a little hallway attached to the Oval Office, and it goes to what's called the reading room. It's a very quiet little room. Presidents used to read or whatever. Some of them have meetings in there. Trump happened to have lunch in there. He said, it's a true story. He's sitting there talking to me, and I think we were talking about the infrastructure bill that he wanted to do. Remember, this is early in 17, so it was one of the first things he wanted to do. We're talking about his infrastructure bill, and he's eating a bowl this big, of French fries, and he's eating one at a time. He takes the bite, and he puts the part he touches, puts it in another bowl, bites them. So he had a bowl of French fries, and he had a bowl of ketchup, and 2 or 3 Diet Cokes. The guy just drinks Diet Cokes. That's all he drinks. He doesn't drink alcohol. He's not microdosing anything, you morons. Idiots. Truth bomb.